My goodness, I am excited to introduce to you the one and only Rachel Downs. Oh my goodness. She's the owner of Paintology. She's owned Paintology since 2005. She's all over the city. You may not even know. She's all over Wichita, Kansas, and I'm pretty sure abroad. We're going to get into that. And she's a mom of three incredible children, and married to an incredible man. And I am so excited to hear your story. Rachel, thank you for taking time to be on here with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love your home. I always love everything about you. I love how
Oh,
eclectic you are, how creative you are, how vibrant you are, how you're just spunk and you encourage others to just whatever their spunk is, you want them to live in it. And it's so fun to be in your space. That's what I know. It's fun to be in your space.
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Paintology.
Paintology was born accidentally because I didn't know what else to do, kind of, but it has grown into a thing where we do custom painting. So we do all the stuff that like all the other painting contractors don't want to do. So like, right, like we do everything except paint your walls one color. We do like custom floors, custom murals, custom signs, custom faux finishing. We do custom furniture, custom cabinets. We're always doing something new. It's always like every day is like a new challenge.
You're residential, your business. You're also theater.
We do, yeah, we paint backdrops for the theater, design backdrops for the theater, paint scenery, residential, commercial. Um, mostly in Wichita because I don't travel a ton, although we're starting to do a little bit more of that. So my tagline is custom finishes for all surfaces. So
Fun.
yeah. So like you come to me and you say, I have this bookshelf. I don't like it. I want to do something with it. And I
Mhm.
go, okay. Like, and we look at all these samples and then we find something cute and we do it. Or you say, there's this cool like feature wall in my house. It's just flooring in white. And I go, all right. And we come up with like something to do for you that like goes with your style, goes with who you are. Like, and it's that little bit of nuance that's sort of in everything that we do, that makes it special. Murals, lots of murals. We painted a lot of murals in the past 10 years. And then, yeah, and then we paint a bunch of theater productions all over town. So,
What's your most recent work that we
well,
might see?
we just worked on Frozen. So me and my girls all painted Frozen at Music Theater Wichita, which Michael designed, by the way.
Wow.
Michael was the set designer. It was a huge show. It was spectacular. It was unbelievable, like magical.
I
So
love
that
it.
was a big feather in our cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Michael,
just
your
did
husband, who owns
Michael,
Downs
my
Art.
husband who owns Downs Art Inc. Yes. And he works globally. I pretty much work locally because somebody has, you can't both travel. It's too hard
It's a
because I
lot.
love being a mom too. So
Yeah, tell us about your family.
we have three kids. We have now three kids in three different schools. We have one in high school, one in middle, and one in elementary. And the children of two artists. We have two volleyball players because that's how it goes, right?
Right?
Remains to be seen if anyone's going to be an artist, but they can be whatever they want as long as they become a good person. But yeah, so they're awesome. They're all like really different and really smart and go getters. And I'm proud to be their mother.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. How do you balance your personal life and an artistic career? Because you're working both sides of the brain. You're running a business that provides an income for your family, so not a hobby business. And you're working the creativity part of it when you're coming in and you're creating all these designs and then executing them. You're the cook, chef, bottle washer at home, and mom. How do you manage all of that?
Not well. I never feel like I'm doing it well, but I'm probably doing better than I think. It's
Mhm.
hard. It's hard. It's hard to shut work off. It's always both sides of the brain. It's constant both sides of the brain. Like your brain is just stretched to the limit on both sides all the time. There are times when I struggle to like stop thinking about numbers. There's times when I struggle to like be creative because when you become the business owner, then it gets tough at times, but I have to trust and remember that I am always creating, like always, every time I'm doing anything, I'm creating and I love it. And yeah, it's hard to balance all of that with the kids, especially now because like there's three in three different schools and like we got to pick kids up and drop kids off and go to volleyball. So my business is shifting now and I have three girls and I'm going to basically rely on them more this year. I'm going to be like, here, you guys go and do this thing because I have to be around to go, I want to go to my kids' games and all that stuff. So it's shifting because it used to just be me and I just did everything and I just worked by myself. And now I have a shop and now we have A lot of people know who we are now, and so we're getting more jobs, and I'm struggling to keep up. And so, yeah, balancing it is hard. And you have to start every day with a meditation and dedicate every single day to God and be like, okay, you got this today. I'm going to do my best. You have to. It takes a lot of trust and a lot of hard work. And then I don't know. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And it's
Mm.
the only thing that I know how to do. I haven't worked a normal job. I don't want to say real job because my job's a real job,
Right.
but not a normal job, like
A
being a
traditional
custom
job.
painter. Like I'm an artist, but that's my job. Like there's a lot of people that do it as a hobby for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do. But anyway, I haven't worked a normal job in 20 years. I don't even know how to do that. Like I get up, I put on my overalls, I like check my emails, I try to do my communication, I get some samples done, I load the trailer, I go do the thing. I try to get done at 5:30, and then yeah, I come home and do stuff with kids and make supper and it's go, go, go all the time.
So
But
what I'm hearing is, which I think I hear this from a lot of actual entrepreneurs, this effort to have work-life balance is pretty much non-existent. You're 100% work, 100% family life. You're all of the things all
all
of
of
the
the
time.
time,
So creating a synergy with that, letting them work together and flow together is probably a better explanation maybe of what you're doing.
they have to. They have to. Yeah.
So talk to me
And I
about
don't
like that.
also I don't like to sit around, like, and I just like to go, go, go. So it's okay. Like it works for me. I
Yeah.
like to be always just busy and always moving. But that's partly why I have a shop at my house. Also, because I'm like, okay, I could rent a space. Like I've outgrown my space. I need a bigger space, right? But if I rent a space and I'm 15 minutes away,
It's
you
time.
know, so I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have to build a space here.
Yeah.
'Cause then, I can run and pick up a kid and come back. I can spray cabinets. I can be working on that. I can go do a thing. I can come back. I can make supper. I can go spray a coat. Having it all here helps a lot.
Yeah.
I don't work from home unless I'm like doing something in the shop. I'm like on the job site most of the time, but I want to be here as much as I can. So yeah, you just have to synergize. That's exactly what you have to do.
I love that. Talk to us about that meditation part in the morning. That what is the purpose of it, the timing of doing it, when you meditate, and the purpose, like what is it that your intention is to get out of that?
I still am learning. I'm an artist, but I am 100% still learning how to do it. Like every day. It doesn't stop. Like you
Mm.
never get to the point where you're like, I have arrived. I know all of the things that I'm supposed to know. Like you never. But I lost myself for a little bit there just because I was working all the time and I woke up worrying like, okay, did I do the bid right? Did I order enough product? Did I do the thing? Did I do a good enough sample? Is that going to work? Is that sealer going to work? Should I use a different sealer? Should I use a different color? Should I use a different like I used to just wake up and start that, right?
Well,
All of the things that I needed to do that day, like list. And then
yeah.
I was like, this is not it. I can't do this. So and I learned it from this old dude who was like, I was working late in this little kids boutique, painting some random stuff. And this old guy came in to clean the floors. And I think he was an angel because he like spoke all of this truth to me at like
Yeah.
8:30 at night when I was painting and he was cleaning the floors. It was amazing. And he was like, you got to wake up every day and thank God for this day and say, Lord, I'm gonna dedicate this day to you because you got this. You got to do
Mm.
that every single day. And I was like, yeah, you do actually.
Yeah.
And so I had to just change my habits. Like I had to start developing healthy habits for me, so I have to wake up and write and like start the day with something positive and like set up an intention for the day and be like
Mm.
this. And I don't always do it well. Like I'm still not great at it, but I'm trying, right? Like I'm working at it. And
Yeah. That's why it's called a
it's a good
practice.
when you have kids and when you're trying to do it all and pay out
Mhm.
when you're trying to do everything, it's not easy. So that like little morning meditation is like changed my life.
Yeah, what I
Seriously.
was gonna ask that. What are some differences that you've seen in your life because of taking that time? Have you noticed a shift?
Yes, like in my physical health. Yeah, yeah. And I'm still on a journey. because I'm creating every single day nonstop, but I still want to get back to that feeling that I had when I was young and didn't know anything and was just like more free to create. And I know I can't go backwards, but I just want to reclaim that a little bit. That like free, uninhibited creativity,
That openness, yeah.
Michael totally has it. Michael just creates nonstop. He's amazing, but he's incredibly, incredibly positive, and he has incredibly healthy habits. It's
What are some
amazing.
healthy habits that you think are crucial to allowing yourself to be creative and also achieve?
Okay. Healthy habits that allow you to be creative and also achieve. Okay. Well, personal habits, journaling is big
Mhm.
because you need to get stuff out sometimes so that you can work it
Mm,
through. Like I probably have ADHD. So like my hamster wheel just runs
yeah.
constantly.
Mhm.
So journaling is big. Setting an intention, deep breathing is literally like life giving. Making lists. I also had to learn how to make lists, like to actually write down lists so that even if it's a little thing so that you can cross it off, right? So
Mhm.
literally like do this return, make this phone call, send this email, like wash your brushes, load the trailer, and then you go cross, 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 cross. Okay, right? Moving on. Like, because there's always more things to do than there is time to do it. So list
Yeah.
making is big. And then there's a lot of habits that also go into being a successful artist, also. And what's interesting is that, in my opinion, this is a little bit change of subject, but I talk about this a lot. Like, and I think about it a lot. Everybody wants to be, it's like cool to be an artist, right? Everyone's like, oh,
Mm,
that's so cool. Like, I just love that you get to do that for a living, right? And the truth is that there's a difference between a thriving artist and a starving artist. Okay. And I don't want to be a starving artist.
yeah.
That means I can't buy food
Right.
and eat. Okay. But like really like the habits that go into transitioning between the difference between a starving artist and a thriving artist have very little to do with art.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you can't just create. Like you want to be an artist. Like what are the qualifications necessary for that? You do art. That's it. You do art, you're not, okay? Like, it's not like you have to have a degree in architecture, right? Or biomedicine in order to do like this. You don't have to have a specific set of credentials, right? But what allows you to thrive, do you show up on time? Do you communicate? Are you easy to work with? Are you pleasant to be around? Can you sell what you're doing? Can you build faith in your client? Like, does your client have faith in you? Are you able to like sustain that, right? Can you communicate with your client in terms that they can understand, right? Because I can talk art and I can tell you exactly how I did the sample board, but that doesn't help you understand why you want that on your wall. Do you show up on time? Do you finish when do you know how to set a schedule and stick to it? Do you charge what you said you would? Just like that kind of stuff
Yeah.
is I think what a lot of artists don't have and then it becomes tough to be successful.
Sure.
You have to do all of that. You have to be a good communicator.
Mhm. That's the
Yeah.
business side of your brain,
Yeah.
executing that.
But it's
Mm,
also like, right. And you have to
mhm.
be a good person. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think my company is really just me. Like I'm selling me. Like people
Yeah.
want like me to come do this special thing for them in their space.
Yeah.
So yeah, I talk about that to kids a lot, and it has there's a lot of left brain stuff in there, right? There's a lot of math, there's a lot of schedules, there's a lot of yeah, you gotta do all of it.
Which isn't necessarily the fun part, right?
No,
Yeah.
but it is a
So,
necessary part.
yeah, what's the reward of that? So why do it for yourself as opposed to doing what you're doing for someone else and let them worry about all that?
What do you mean?
As opposed to why not do what you're doing working for someone else that owns the paint company opposed
Oh,
to you owning the paint company?
I really like working for myself because I like being the boss. I like making the decisions. I
Mhm.
like coming up with the creative process. Yeah, I am a people pleaser. I like coming up with a solution to your problem
Mhm.
and working with you to create that beautiful thing that you need. Yeah, once you kind of figure out that you like working for yourself, it is hard to do it any other way. You know
Actually
that,
really
right?
true. I do know that.
Yeah.
It is really true. What do you think is what when you're the entrepreneur, when you're selling yourself, what's the biggest risk you find
The biggest risk
as the
I don't
entrepreneur?
oh, there's a lot of risk. I don't know. I don't know if I know the answer to that one.
When you indicated that you're selling yourself, it's so true. And one of those things is you throw your heart on the line as well, especially as an artist, because this is your creation. So what maybe are some risks there, if any, and what are some emotional management things that you do for yourself to, handle all scenarios? The ones that are just like overly positive, and then have you ever run into anything that was maybe a little negative?
Yeah, and it's hard because I really beat myself up about it sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's always a risk for me that somebody won't like what I'm doing. Like
Mhm.
I never want that. Like basically at the end of the day, I just always want my client to be happy. I just want you to love it because it's
Yeah.
in your space. I want you to get what you love. And then there's the risk that like what you're doing will fail. Like there's the risk that like the finish will fail. So I'm always like kind of scared of that. And I mean, maybe I must like taking risks because I'm a freelance artist, right? So I must not mind doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I think we're just risking every single day. We're risking a lot. Yeah. So we're putting ourselves out there. We're putting our art out there. We're trying to make a living as an artist, which is hard. There's no guarantee that you're going to get the next job, but you just it takes, it does take a lot of risk and a lot of trust. But the reward is great. Like it really is. For me personally, it's satisfying. It's fun to make your own money. It's fun to do something and like at the end of the day be able to I mean, my job is fun because I get to take a picture of what I did at the end of the day, right? And like be like, I did that. I mean, and 20 years go by and then you look back and of all these pictures and you're like, I did all of that. It's
Yeah.
insane that I
Yeah.
did all of that.
Yeah.
And like it's like thing after so I like I like being proud and I'm very task oriented. So I like having like a task and then like finishing it as opposed to just like going to work every day. Like I have to be there whether I have anything to do or not. Right. That's literally what led me into what I do now. It's because when I first graduated from college, I was in a band with my ex-husband and I worked at a retail store. Okay. And I was getting so depressed because I was like, I have to be here whether I have anything to do or not. Like, I hate this. Like, I just want
Mm.
to do that. What's the word? Like, I'm driven by productivity.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I love like all my little jobs are like a week long, right? And I'm like, this is my thing. I have to set the schedule. Like day one, this is our goal. Day two, this is our goal. And by the end, we met our goal. We made something beautiful. We took something that was ugly. We made it beautiful. It's satisfying. And then
Yeah.
you like, and it's like that sense of accomplishment. Like it feels good. And we
Mhm.
get to do that over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I think that I kind of love that. I think
Sure.
that's probably why I love what I do. And there are people in this world that have a job that they don't really love, but they get through it every day for 8 hours so that they can then go do the things they love, right? The job is like not fun, but it allows them to do things they love. And then there's me that like my job is literally exactly what I love every day, all the time. But then it becomes work because it's your job.
Yeah.
So then you have to learn how to reclaim your personal time and reclaim your sanity a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your approach to that creative process? Like, how do you go from concept to a completed? Because me, that sounds like you have in Strength Finders both activator and achiever, which are the start and the finish of a project pretty strong in order to keep going. So, what's your creative process in that?
So I am not inspired to create art on canvas. Like I don't have all of this art in my soul that I just have to get out on canvas.
Uh-huh.
Maybe someday I will do that. I don't know. But for me, it's all connected with people. Okay. So because I'm a people pleaser. I love people. I love working with people. Okay. So you say to me, hey, I have this space. I want to do something here. I go, okay. I look around. I see the colors that are here. I see the textures that are here. I find inspiration from like the surrounding of the space, and I come up with something that works for that space. Like we're doing the elevator cabs at the Epic Center. So they're like, we get to like refinish the elevator cabs.
I love it.
So yeah. So I show up and I have no clue what they want. So I bring like 50 samples and then we kind of narrow it down and I kind of get an idea for like where she's going with finishes. And then I rule out like these 10 because they're not durable enough. I'm looking around. There's all this like light travertine tile. There's all these gold accents. So I'm like, paint on my arm. And I go, okay, so it's got to have gold accents. It needs to be a light color. It needs to go with this carpet. It needs to go with all of this. It needs to feel like it fits in the building. It needs to be durable enough for an elevator cab. So I'm just observing
Mm,
all of the things. So I'm not ever trying to like sort of inject my own idea into a
okay.
space. I'm
Hmm.
trying to let the space speak to me. Same thing with murals, right? I'm like, what does it represent? What's the point of it? What is it trying to say? Is it supposed to be neutral? Is it supposed to be colorful? Is it, all of that. And I generally just go for color. Like I love like big, bold, like splashy color. Yeah. So we were at the Women's Network, which is this awesome job that we got to do in January. And she goes, I have this giant wall and I just hate it. It's so white. It's so sterile. Bleh, I don't like it. I got to do something here. And so I'm like, okay, well, it's got to have the women, like your colors in your logo are right, like purple, navy, turquoise, and lime green. So I'm like, we have to use those colors. And she goes, well, there's also additional colors. If you look on the website, there's all these other like 3 approved colors. So I go to the website. It's like bold print, bold pattern, bold color. I see all the colors on the website. I see where they're going with their graphics package. I'm like, okay, you need a color wall. Like it just needs to be like a color wall. And it needs to have like action in it. So I call it like strength in motion, right?
Oh,
Like, and so I sort of thought about it and then I kind of like worked it all out on paper and it was 12 high and 24 wide. And we did this awesome, like using their colors that are in their logo, right? The Women's Network. And it just became this thing. And it was so much fun to install. And like, I want to do it
I
again.
bet.
So it's
Oh,
fun
wow.
when you kind of get it like right away. Like
Mm.
sometimes I turn jobs down when like nothing comes to me.
Okay, that's what I was
And I'm
that
like,
was my next
maybe we're
question.
just forcing it. Like some people are trying to force it on the space,
Mm,
and like what they want to force on the space doesn't work for like the size of the space, or so then if nothing comes to me, sometimes I'm like, but some when it comes and you're like, this is it. It needs to be
yeah,
this. But I am always observing. I'm always listening to the client. I'm always observing what is around me, and trying to let the spirit move,
that's
trying to keep my
great.
heart open, trying to keep
Yeah,
my mind open, trying to trust myself, which is hard sometimes. Yeah.
that's big. Where did you learn that you needed to be able to trust yourself?
I'm still learning that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a worker. I'm a pleaser, but I'm still learning to trust myself for sure. And maybe I never will stop, but maybe that little bit of constant questioning of yourself keeps you good in a way when you're
How do you
just,
yeah, how do you do that? Can you unpack that a little?
I don't know, as an artist, like I'm always looking for a better way. I'm always like, did I do that right? I'm always doing the like post evaluation of like, what could I have done better? How could I have changed that? Right. And so do trust myself in the process, but I'm also always trying to fine tune. I'm
Mm,
always looking for a way to do it better or faster or more efficient. And I think that I never just like settle in and go, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like I'm always, I don't know, I'm just looking for the next way to be better.
I love it.
And I think so there's a weird balance there, but like if you get too cocky, you kind of lose your edge a little bit, don't you?
The ego gets in the way
I think so.
pretty quickly.
Of your listening.
Yeah, yeah, of all of it, right? Wouldn't it block your creativity
Yeah, I
when
mean
your
there's a
ego
lot
is
of things
hurtful?
that block your creativity. And like I've been very very blocked in my career. And like at this point though, even if I'm blocked, I can still create a lot of stuff cuz I have been doing it for so long that like I just
You
do
got
it,
a lot in there.
right? But cuz I just go through the motions. Like
Uh-huh,
I just
autopilot.
yeah. Yeah. I just love paint. I love paint. I love paint and plaster. I love the buckets full of goo and just like making it into something has always made me so, so happy.
Can you describe a piece of art that has a special significance to you, and why is it so significant to you?
Like a famous piece of art.
Oh, your piece of art. I mean, both. I mean, if you have an answer to the other, that works too.
Well, I mean, every piece of art that I do is special, like to me,
Mhm.
and means a lot to me. Backdrops are my favorite thing to paint. 20 feet tall, 50 feet wide, knocking them out, like just making the scene. It's just so much fun. And one of the most special things that I did was I got to paint a backdrop with every single 259 school. So we've done it 2 different times. So we painted 8 backdrops, one for each Wichita High School with students. They were
Wow.
20 by 40. And we went in there and did it in a week
Wow.
from a piece of fabric to a completed scene, 20 by 40. And high school students did them. And it was so special and so much fun because it started off as like a wad of fabric. And then we went in and did this thing. And then we hung it on the batten and like flew it out. And they were so proud. They were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we just did that." And like I'm crying thinking about it. Like it was just
Wow.
but see, it's special to me because I got to do it with students.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't me doing it by myself, like me going to my studio and like painting art just doesn't inspire me. But if there's like a need that someone has, if it fills a hole for someone, if it makes it beautifies something for someone, or if it inspires a student to know that they can do this cool thing that they never thought they could do before, that's when it's really, really fun
Wow.
for me. So that one, I mean, and some of those drops were hard. And like some of the students were crying when we got done. Like they were just so blown away that we had and they are so gorgeous, like
Wow.
insanely beautiful. So every time I finish a backdrop, I love it. I'm like, my gosh, that is just so cool that we just did that, you
That's
know?
so awesome.
Yeah. And
I
we
want to
just
go
did our,
back. Sorry.
no, it's okay. No, please go on.
I want to go back to before you were Rachel Downs Paintology. I want to go back and I want to go to I know you said you worked retail. You weren't actually working in your gifting. But even before that, when did you know? When did you get the painting bug? When was that? How was that fostered? Where did that come about? Can you talk through that?
Yeah, Rachel Downs had no clue, but she was a painter. Rachel Downs was like a farm girl and a worker and a little kid with ADHD who just wanted to like do all of the things, right? And had no direction. But I always painted. Like I always painted. Like I painted murals in high school. I did art. All I wanted to do was paint. I was like, I said to my art teacher, I took painting. There was only one painting class. And I was like, I don't want to take drawing. I don't want to take ceramics. Can I just take another painting class? Like I just want to paint. Like so I knew then, apparently. But
Mhm.
right. And he like designed a painting class for me. And I was
Wow.
painting in there and with all the kids doing ceramics. And it was just Rachel painting while everyone else did ceramics. And he gave me
What a great
projects and he would
teacher.
stretch me. He was amazing. But I still didn't like think this was a career.
Mhm.
Literally, I was like, you can't like do that for a
Yeah.
career. So I never thought it was a thing. Okay. And then I got a degree in theater because I didn't know what else to do. And I loved theater. And then I still didn't think it was a thing that was possible. And I was playing in a band and I was just working like I had a coffee shop job and a retail job. So I still am like not knowing that I can do this, but I'm still doing like painting jobs on the side. I'm just any chance I get, I'm just making stuff, right? Making. I'm making a painting. I'm making a quilt. I'm recovering a chair. I'm full finishing walls. I found this apartment in Main Street in McPherson. And I said to the landlord, I really want this place. She goes, it needs painted so bad. I go, ooh, do you want to trade? Like, can I paint for free rent? For like a couple months rent? Like paint the whole place? She was like, done. So I literally like get a book on full finishing and in the evenings go over there and I'm like full finishing all the walls. And miraculously it works. Because a lot of times when people try to do that the first time, it doesn't work. And then they're like, this is hard. I don't want to do this anymore. Right. So it worked and it was beautiful. And I kind of got hooked then and lived in this cute little Main Street apartment. And then got to like a crisis moment in my life where I was like, this isn't working. I can't, I can't do this job. I can't do retail. I'm not, but it's because I wasn't using my gifts to make the world a better place. Right.
Mm.
So I didn't even know what my gifts were yet. So I'm still like, I learned I think even in the last 10 years is when I finally learned, like, okay, these are my gifts. And this is why this job works for me. So
Hmm.
then, literally, I say it was just by the grace of God that I became a painter because I did not know anything about business. I did not have a business plan. I was just like a farm girl who was a hard worker. And I just started like freelancing. I was like, I'm just going to freelance. Got a few jobs, right? And I just like have built, like, it started at zero. And I just built it like little by little by little, like little stepping stones, just every making connections, doing a good job. People pass my name along. And now it's just grown into this thing that it is now where like we're getting like exploration place calls and they want to like mural the castle and then like the giant like airline company calls and they want a 75-foot mural. And then somebody in Minneapolis calls and they want like a giant like yeah, like 16 by 75. And I'm like, yep, I know how to do that. Like, and people just know who we are now. But it started from nothing. And it was born out of a crisis moment when I was like, I have to do something else. And then the right person encouraged me at the right time. Yeah,
Can you
truly. And
tell us
I've
about
never
that?
advertised, never once. Like, it's
Can
just my work. My work is it. So it's been risky from day one.
Yeah.
Because I started with nothing, with nothing. And I didn't know what I was doing. But I also like am constantly striving for more. I'm constantly striving to learn. I try to take classes. I try to, keep bettering my craft, learning about new products. I try.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
hearing
Did I
that
answer the
you stayed
question? What was
curious.
the
Yeah,
question?
I'm hearing that you stayed curious and you continue to stay curious, and I think that
Yeah.
is a massive skill that is a skill, by the way. People aren't I mean, I think we're born curious and then curiosity is beat out of us as we go through school.
Yeah,
And
so maybe
then
I didn't lose that.
and I
Yeah.
think you didn't lose that. And I think it's a huge necessary to be able to do something beyond what's normal, what's traditional, maybe is a better word, to be
Yeah,
able
because
to create something.
yeah, you're right. See, you're helping me discover what I'm doing with my life. You
You're
do
just
have to
curious.
stay
Yeah.
you do have to stay curious, and you do have to stay humble, and you do have to work hard, and you do have to trust. You
Yourself.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yourself and
The
God.
process and God. Yeah.
And you do have to trust the process, and you have to yeah, and you have to be willing to shift midstream when it's not
Mm,
working. Like,
mm.
every cabinet is different. What happened on the last cabinet job that you did that worked may not work this time. Every surface is different. So, like, and these are my gifts. This is what I know now as a
Okay.
45-year-old artist. I know now about myself that I did not know when I started. I am flexible,
Mm,
constantly flexible. I am willing to change the process midstream if it comes up with a better result. I am a listener. I am curious. I am a people pleaser and I am motivated by like task completion and motivated by like a project,
mhm,
right? That needs a creative solution. I'm like, "Oh, okay, so this is a project and we have to find a creative solution. There we go. I'm always, and so those things are, and I also love change. I love going
mm.
somewhere new. And like literally, I get to go somewhere new every day. I get to go to a new job site, not every day, but every week. And I love it, right?
Wow.
It's exciting,
Yeah.
right? A new show, a new backdrop, a new house, a new problem, a new thing, like a new wall, a new space. So that's why it works so well for me. And I totally discovered that like accidentally, like as I went. But yeah, just keep work. Yeah, I was just, once I started painting, I was like, I love this. This is good. And I think I also knew I wanted to be a scenic artist when I was in college, when I walked into the scene shop at Century 2 and I was in the paint shop. I saw the paint frame and I saw the stuff on the walls and I thought, I was like a sophomore in college, maybe junior, and I was like, I don't know who these people are that work in here, but I want to be one of them. Like,
Wow.
I want to be one of these people. So I guess I knew I was a scenic artist from the beginning, but I didn't really know that it could be a career,
Mm,
truly. I never was like, yeah, that's going to be my career
yeah.
because it wasn't the message that I kind of heard growing up. Because most people are like, oh, you want to be an artist? Okay.
What was the
Don't
message
quit
you
your
heard
day
growing up?
job. What?
Yeah. What was that? What was that message that you heard growing up? What was the support like as you ventured
Well,
in?
I grew up on a farm though, so like we were creating all the time. Like
Mhm.
that's what we had. We had time and space to create. Nothing, and we had to make our own fun. So in that way, like it prepared me for sure,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't grow up around artists. So yeah, so that's why it wasn't like anybody was like, here's how you can be a freelance artist.
Right.
But my dad is self-employed, so I watched him and the way
Yeah.
that 'cause he has a farm.
Comes
So I
by
think that
honestly.
also prepared me. Cause yeah, I mean, what we do is a lot of hard work. It's hard work. It's not, you know, it's not just like glitter and sparkles all the time. Like I always say, like it's 25% janitorial because you got to clean the crap before you paint it. You
Yep.
got to sand the doors. It's like 25% boring base coating because you got to do that. And it's like 25%, business stuff, boring like computers and running around and doing estimates and then 25% art.
I love it.
So, like, but that 25% fun part, it's worth it.
Makes it all
Yeah.
worth it. Where's
Yeah.
some points of I mean, like your teacher that created a class so that you could keep doing this. Where are some indicators that you can see where you were spurred along in coming into this life?
I had mentors. Mentorship is where it's at. And I hope now, and now I get to be the mentor, which is amazing. I get to be the one that's like, you are so good. You can do this. Here we go. But I had those people. I had the person who encouraged me it was my aunt to start my own business. I said, I don't know. I got to do something different. I'm thinking about just like freelance painting. She was like, oh my gosh, you should do that. You should totally do that. I was like, really? So like she encouraged me at the right time. My art teacher told me in high school, "You can do this. You're really talented."
Hmm.
And then I had a mentor who taught me about faux finishing. It was like took me under her wing and was so kind and so generous to me. And she taught me so much. And like I owe a ton to her. She's my art mom, basically. Like She's my art mom. She adopted me. And so like having mentors is huge. It's huge. For something like this, that's just like a trade. It is art, but it's also a trade. Having somebody who kind of teaches you the way is makes a huge, huge difference. So when you get a really good mentor, it makes all the difference in your life. Like it changes your life completely. Yeah.
Amazing. So don't do it alone. What?
No, and like you have to keep your heart open, right? And you have to not be threatened by people who are better than you, right?
Ah,
You have to be like, you are so good. Teach me. You have to be
wow.
curious. But that's being curious, right?
Yeah. And
Like,
humble. Hmm.
and humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get a mentor out of it because you go, you are so good, and can I watch you? Can I see what you're doing? Like you ask them questions. How do you do this? How did you do that? And like that's what you're doing now with your podcast. You're being curious. You're saying, how does this work? You're opening your heart up to like other people in business. And that's where it's at. It's huge. We have to be there for each other. Yeah, we have to be curious. And
So
like there
it's
are
hard
a lot of
to.
artists that are threatened by people who are good,
Mm,
right? So they're closed off instantly and they don't have as much of a learning curve
mm,
because they close themselves off. That's
yeah. And maybe closes off their creativity,
and I think
their maximum abilities.
yes, because when you get together, when you go, oh my gosh, you're a beautiful artist. Oh my word, you are an amazing artist. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful artist. And you like do this and you have this like collective. The collective is greater than one,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's the best.
I love
And
it.
that's what my mentor did for me. I learned that from her. So yeah.
There's been a couple moments where we're talking that you got emotional. One was your working with the high schoolers,
Yeah.
and one was talking about your mentor, the dog once on the
And
podcast.
there's my dog. Yes. Hi. 85.
What happens in your heart that gets you so emotional?
Oh, I'm emotional all the time. I'm emotional all the time because I'm pouring my heart into every single day. And I'm a premenopausal 45-year-old woman.
But I think it also has a lot to do with what you're saying. You're saying, my aim is to please people. I want people to be edified by what I do. My aim
Yes.
is to create that connection. It's a connection, it's a heart connection. That's why I
It's a
feel like
connection.
when
It's
I'm
about
noticing you get.
connection.
Mhm.
Yes. It's not just about art. It's about connection for sure. That's what art does, though. It does connect people, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
What advice would you give an aspiring artist who's just starting out? She's like, okay, Rachel, I want to go where you're going. I'm just beginning, maybe not exactly
Mm.
your path of art, but she'd like to make a career, or he'd like to make a career out of.
Yeah. Like I have a lot of young people who talk to me all the time. And I can usually, like, there are some that I'm just like, yep, you've got it. You've got what it takes. And then there are others that I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's not for you. I would not say that to their face, but like the ones who have what it takes are the ones who are just hungry.
uh,
Like they just want to do. They want an opportunity to like do stuff, right? Any opportunity, like to put something on canvas, to put something on a wall, to like, and they're just hungry for it. So they're doing as many projects as they possibly can. Those are the people that have what it takes,
wow.
to be a freelance artist. And then, you know, I encourage a lot of artists to like, listen, you got to show up when you said you were going to show up. You
Mm,
know what I mean? You got to like talk about the money, agree on a price, and then just do the best job you can do no matter what. Like that's how it works. Like you got to build. You're not good when you start, right? But the more you do, the better you get. So, I mean, you got to stay hungry for sure.
mm, that's good.
Stay hungry, keep your heart open, don't be afraid to fail. We learn by failure too, right? Don't be afraid to like wad it up and start over if it's not working. I mean, you just can't fit everything into a box. And I'm always encouraging young people, like, guess what? You want to be an artist. Great. Like, you got to do all of these other things that have nothing to do with art. You don't want to do them because
Like
they're
the
not fun, but
janitor.
you have to do them
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can
That's
do it, but suck it up. Like, it's not all art all the time, but it goes together to make a living.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think some people just have what it takes and some people don't. For my very, very specific career,
Yeah.
But
I think
also like,
that's with a lot of careers. Everything that you're saying, I
yeah,
think fits into entrepreneurship in general. And you got to show up. You got to trust yourself. You got to be humble. You got to stay curious. You got to do the thing you said you would do.
You gotta stick with it.
Sell
Yeah.
yourself, stick with it. Mm.
Right. And at the end of the day, like, there's nobody to blame when you are working for yourself. So if it didn't work, that was you. Like, figure out how to do it better next time.
Right, which I think is the best gift of entrepreneurship is that it's on you, which means you have the power to do something about it too. You have the power to
But
fix
that's
it. You have the
also
power to pivot.
beautiful. That's the best, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you're not tied into someone else's like bad idea that you have to try to execute. Like,
exactly.
yes, that's the best.
Yes. Were there any setbacks mentally or emotionally in this journey that very well could have derailed you had you not blank?
Constant setbacks, like lots of hurdles. Yeah. So you can't let it get you down.
Mm.
You have to just keep going and find a way. Nothing has derailed me so far just because so far, thank you, Jesus, by the grace of God, like it's still going. But like, I just can't stop like working with paint. Like, I just don't want to stop.
Mm.
I like it. I'm good at it. I want like the new bucket of goo and I want to get into it and like make something out of it. Yeah.
I love it.
I mean,
Looking
I
back
think
at
that every day is a challenge, right? But that's
Mhm.
also kind of the beauty of life, I think.
You mean to tell me it didn't go like this?
No, didn't.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's
Okay.
Michael showed me a graph the other day. There was a graph. He saw this picture online and it was like a pie graph. Okay.
Okay.
And then it said perks to being an artist. And there was the perks were money, pleasing your parents, and happiness. And then they all had a different color. So money was pink, pleasing your parents was orange, and like happiness was turquoise. And then their pie graph was divided into thirds, but none of those colors were in the pie graph. Right.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, every single day you have to get up and you have to choose. You have to choose to
Mhm.
overcome. I mean, every day it offers a setback of some form, but you just have to be like up for the challenge. It's certainly not easy. Like there's no coasting. The
Mhm.
thing is that like the payoff is nice.
Yeah.
It's emotionally, it's good. It's fun.
Love
Yeah.
that. One of your quotes that I have for you, Rachel Downs quote, use your gifts to make the world a better place. That's
Yeah.
what I hope I'm doing. I
Yeah.
love
You are doing that. What
No,
inspired you to do
you said that.
Oh, but
That's
you're
what I
doing
hope
it
I'm doing.
too. You're doing it too, though. Like with this podcast and with your business, like you totally are.
Tell me about your mission to help other people use their gifts or find their gifts.
Yeah, see, find your gifts. Like I'm very much on like I have a whole presentation that I do on this that I go speak to students and I have this PowerPoint and I want to do it more. I don't know how to get more opportunities to do it, but I want to. I'm gonna adjust this camera because it's falling. And it's about use your gifts to make the world a better place because I think that's what you're supposed to do, right? As a human. I think that's one of your big jobs as a human, one of your callings. Okay. Because like the gifts that you were given them. They were not you didn't create them. You were born with them. But you do have to find them. And then if you choose not to use them, like that's kind of on you, right? And like it is a choice whether you use them or not. Okay.
Mhm.
If you use them for good, right? And I tell students, I'm like, and it's fascinating to me because like all my children have very, very different gifts. Everyone in my family has very different gifts. Right. And we're discovering that as we go, like, oh, that's your thing. Like, okay, you're good at this, but you're good at this like totally opposite thing. Right. And you figure them out by doing. That's what I tell students. I'm like, you don't learn what your gifts are by watching someone else do. You're not going to learn it from Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. You're not going to discover your gifts that way. You're going to be watching other people doing things that they are gifted at. You don't learn by watching, you learn by doing. I can't,
Mm.
you're not going to learn how to paint a back. I can teach you how to paint a backdrop. You're never going to learn it by watching me do it. I have to put the brush in your hand. You have to put it in the bucket. You have to put it on the drop and then you have to do it wrong 20 times. And I go, not like that. No, you have softer touch. No, just like tickle the kitten. Here we go. Like put it on this way, wipe more paint off. Okay, right here, wrong angle. Yes, you got it. Like, right? That's how
Wow.
you learn. You did it
Mhm.
wrong 20 times and then you got it. So do, right? Like keep doing, keep trying things because you try, you fail. Okay, that didn't work. You try, you fail. Okay, that didn't work, right? Keep trying and then you'll figure it out. And then you'll be like, I have learned that this is not my gift, but this is my gift, right? Like, because the more you do, the more you learn. So I'm a doer and I think it is important to be a doer and not a constant consumer.
Mhm.
Consuming is just watching, taking it in, right? But like If you want to be an artist or maybe an entrepreneur or maybe anything, or maybe a person who's discovering their gifts, you have to be a doer. And then once you figure out what those gifts are, that can then lead you into like, ah, okay, I think this is my niche. This is my thing. This is what I'm good at. And it's fun to do what you're good at.
Yes.
And then, right, like you don't have to be good at everything, right? Like,
Mm,
and then you can find somebody else who's good at another thing. You can hire them to do that.
I love it.
So, I mean, that is my mantra, like, as a person. I tell that's my children would roll their eyes right now if they heard me say it, but yeah, like, figure out what your gifts are and then use them to make the world a better place if you
Yes.
can. Because why else are you here? You're here. You've been given this life and this world and these gifts. So, like,
Mhm.
put something good in the world that wasn't there before. That's a Shel Silverstein quote, by the way. Yeah,
Think that your gift is a student of people
maybe.
and speaking out what you see as a student of the people around you. And I think your Paintology is an incredible tool to give you a platform to have a voice for more people to speak to. And I absolutely believe that you, Rachel Downs, are making the world a better place. And I know that you make me a better woman. I'm so glad I know you and get to call you friend and
Thank you for
neighbor.
saying that. That's so sweet. You're very observant and you're right. That's really sweet. Thank you. I needed that.
It takes a tribe, doesn't it?
Yes.
A man
Yeah.
alone can only go so far. It takes a tribe.
Thank you
And
so much.
actually, thank you so much. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
for your presence. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your heart and your thank you for overcoming all the obstacles that you did overcome to get where you are today so that we could hear your story today. Thank you for sharing your story, Rachel. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye.